If you're stuck choosing between 17 different business ideas, or worried your idea isn't niche enough, maybe you've been told you need to find your zone of genius before you can start, just breathe. You don't need the perfect niche. You don't need to discover your calling. You need to pick one payable problem, a problem people are already spending time, money, or energy trying to solve. Not just something you're passionate about, not just something you think would be cool, a problem that someone will actually open their wallet for. Hey, I'm Leigh, and today we're talking about how to pick a problem that sells without getting stuck in a niche spiral, analysis paralysis, or but what if I choose wrong panic. Here's what usually happens at this point. You've done the MVB work. That was week 2. You've mapped your capacity. That was last week, week 3. You know roughly what you can handle. And now you need to pick what you're actually selling. Cue the internet business advice telling you to find your passion, discover your zone of genius, niche down until you're speaking to one specific person with one specific haircut in one specific postcode. Make sure it aligns with your values, your purpose, your Mercury retrograde, and your childhood dreams. And all of that sounds nice in theory, but in practice, it leads to overthinking yourself into a corner, picking something you love but no one pays for, choosing something so niche that there are only 2 people, or maybe 12, on the entire earth who need it, starting 3 different businesses at once because you can't decide. I'm very guilty of that one. So instead, we're using a simple filter. Is this a payable problem? Does this problem cost people time, money, stress, or progress? Are they already trying to solve it? Will they pay to make it go away? If yes, you've got something to build with. If no, it might be a hobby, a passion project, or a future idea, but it's not your starter business. What makes a problem payable? A payable problem is one where people are already taking action to solve it. They're Googling solutions, buying products or services, joining groups or communities, asking for recommendations, complaining about it regularly, spending money on things that don't quite work. If people are already trying to solve this problem and they're still frustrated, that is a payable problem. If people think it would be nice if it were solved, but they're not actually doing anything about it, that's a wish, not a problem. The order that actually works: person, problem, proof, offer. Most business advice tells you to start with your passion or your skills. That's backwards. There's the order that actually leads to sales. So here we go. 1. Person. Who has this problem? Be specific about the situation, not just the demographics. 2. What is the problem? What are they actually struggling with in their words, not yours or business jargon? 3. Proof. How do you know they're already trying to solve it? Buying signals matter much more than assumptions. 4. The offer. What will you sell them to solve it? This comes last, not first. If you start with, I want to sell X, before you know who needs it and why, you end up building something nobody asked for. Here's some examples across different business types. A physical product example. The person would be parents of ND kids, aged 5 to 12, who struggle with sensory regulation at home and at school. The problem? They need calm down tools that actually work without being obvious or babyish. Where's your proof? They're already buying weighted blankets, fidget toys, sensory kits, but struggling to find the stuff that's discreet and portable. Your offer? Weighted lap pads, designed for in school, car, home use. I may have already done this one before. Here's a service example. Your person. Women aged over 40 who used to be active but stopped after an injury or life changes. I wonder who that sounds like. The problem: they want to feel strong again but are intimidated by gyms and scared of getting hurt again. Proof: they're Googling beginner strength training, asking friends for recommendations, joining online fitness groups, and maybe trying YouTube video workouts but then quitting. Your offer: small group strength sessions, maximum of 6 people, with modifications built in. And if anybody's going to do this one, please let me know. Digital product: your person. Solo business owners who are drowning in admin and losing track of tasks. Problem: they need a simple system but don't have the time to build them from scratch. Where's your proof? They're building planners, trying apps, watching Notion tutorials at midnight, asking in Facebook groups, what do you use to stay organized? What's your offer? Done for you Notion templates they can copy and use immediately. Notice the pattern? The problem is specific. The proof is real. The offer solves the actual struggle, not a theoretical one. How to spot the buying signals, the proof that they will pay. You need evidence that people are already trying to solve this. Here's what counts as proof. Direct spending. They're buying products and services in this area, even if they're not perfect. They're paying for apps, subscriptions, memberships, courses, etc. A time or energy investment. They're Googling solutions. They're asking for recommendations in groups. They're watching tutorials, reading articles, following accounts. They're trying DIY solutions and getting frustrated. Or maybe it's an emotional investment. They complain about this regularly. They talk about how much stress it is causing them. They've tried multiple things and they're stuck. If you can't find proof that people are already trying to solve this problem, you don't have a payable problem yet. You have a hypothesis. Test it before you build. Some common traps that you want to avoid. Trap 1. Picking something you're passionate about, but nobody will pay for. Passion is great. Passion that solves a payable problem is a business. Passion without a market is a hobby. All of these are fine. Just know which one you're building. Trap 2. Niching down so far that you eliminate your market. I help left-handed graphic designers in Bristol who own rescue dogs. That's not a niche, it's a person. If there are only 12 of them, you don't have a business. Trap 3. Choosing based on what sounds impressive. You don't need to solve world hunger or disrupt an industry. You need to solve one clear problem for one group of people. Just start there. Trap 4. Trying to solve 3 problems at once. I mean, this one's going to sound a bit hypocritical considering what I do, but pick one. Build the first offer around it and add more later if you want to. Multi-problem businesses are for later, not now. Experience counts a lot in being able to do that. Trap 5. Assuming you know what people need without asking them. Your assumptions about their problem might be wrong. Ask real people. Listen to how they describe it. Use their words, not yours. Little capacity aware note. If you're ND, chronically ill, or prone to analysis paralysis, this is where you can spiral hard. Here's your anti-spiral protocol. Write down 3 possible problems you could solve. Pick the one you understand best, not the most profitable or impressive. Find 3 examples of people already trying to solve it. Now move forward. You don't need to research for 3 weeks. You need to pick something and test it. You can pivot later if it doesn't work. And your reality check. This is your starting point, not your forever choice. You're not choosing your life's work today. You're choosing where to focus for the next 90 days. If you pick a problem, build an offer, and it doesn't work, You learn something and adjust. That's not failure. That's how business works. The only real mistake is picking nothing because you're waiting to pick the perfect clarity moment thing that will never come. Your task for this week. Here's what we're doing. 1. Pick your person. Who are you helping? Be specific about their situation, not just their demographics. 2. Name the payable problem. What are they struggling with? Use their language, real language, not business jargon. 3. Find proof of spend. How do you know they're already trying to solve this? What are they buying, Googling, asking about? 4. Write your clarity sentence. I swear, I am making adjustments and we will stop doing these one sentence lines. I help person to solve problem so they can result without pain or barrier. I'm getting a bit sick of hearing myself say these things, honestly. Post it in the BBS Saturday thread. That is your step 5. Share your person, problem, proof, and clarity sentence. If you're not sure, you can ask for feedback. So, that's it. Post your payable problem in the BBS Saturday thread for week 4. Include your person, problem, proof of spend, and your clarity sentence. If it feels messy or half-baked, say so. That's what feedback in the community is for. Then you, if you're struggling, can go into the Base KF classroom and you can grab the deep dive worksheets, watch another video that explains this same thing but in more detail and with slides for those visual learners like me. Yeah, you can do all of that in the group for free. No charge, no upsell. There's a worksheet, validates this properly. You can print it out. You can do it on your computer. You can just, yeah. Anyway, let's not get sidetracked. Next week, we are talking about the 2-line offer. See, I told you I'm making changes. The 2-line offer. How to explain what you do without endless one-liner rewrites, all sounding like a robot reading a LinkedIn ad. Because once you know the problem you're solving, you need to be able to talk about it in a way that actually sounds like you. Okay? See you then.